What story is this Diego in? Yes, I need to know. It's the muscles for me.
Hey yo, esta que flow man, y originales ante el solo.
Estaba sola bailando.
I don't know what that song's saying, but I like it. Oh man. What's up, guys? Happy New Year, booze. I missed y'all. I really did. I know I've been gone for a hot minute. I came, dropped the Christmas episode, and disappeared. But when I tell you life comes at you fast, life truly comes at you fast. And so I just had some personal things that I needed to attend to. But I've been thinking about everything that I want to do on this channel in my absence. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. You already know what's going on over here. I have something just so exciting to share with you guys, and this video is going to be extra special. I started an interview series because I play storyline driven Let's Plays. Oh, yeah. Hi, my name is Faye. I be Simmin, and this is my channel, Faye be Simmin. Over here, we play storyline driven Let's Plays, as well as there are builds because I like to build and I think I'm pretty good at it. And I just want to give you a warm welcome in. Back to what I was saying. I decided that I wanted to do a series where I interviewed Simmers in the community who wrote stories using The Sims as a means to do so. I remember when the Sims Exchange was a thing. I used to go on a Sims Exchange while I was at school, and I wouldn't be downloading stuff, of course, but I would read the stories that were on that platform. People were taking screenshots in their game. I'm still perplexed as to how that was a thing. Like, how are we taking screenshots in those old computers? I don't know. Somebody, if you know, somebody in the comments, let us help us out, okay? But they would post their screenshots from their games and then have the story with it, and I would be so like just enthralled with the stories. Now, modern simmers, they're doing that on Tumblr. They're doing that in the form of machinimas. They're doing it on Instagram. Their own websites. They are writing these intriguing stories and using the Sims as a means to tell those stories. And so I just wanted to talk to people and just kind of sit down, writer to writer. I'm a writer, and I definitely write my own storylines when I play my game. And I just, wanted to connect with that part of the community. So I hope you guys enjoy what I have here today. I know y'all see this artwork in the background. I know I wish I did that. I'm not that good. I am not that good, but let me tell you, the guest that I am interviewing, she is that good. And if you're liking what you're seeing here, you need to check her out over on Insta, where she is telling us not so berry, but it is. Look, I'm not into aliens, but it got me. It really did. There's aliens. There's it's intrigue. There's mystery. There's Find Diego. Did y'all see Diego? Oh my God. I think that is like one of the best townie makeovers that I have seen. I do Diego over in my game too, but I never thought to make him like Pappy. He looked like Pappy right now. Okay, I didn't went on a whole I went on a whole rant about Diego, but she got him looking yes. But I am just so happy to introduce my guest today, the one, the only, the illustrious Sassmouth Simmer.
Thank you. So, hey everybody, I am Kim. I am known as Sassmouth Simmer over on Instagram. And so a little bit about me. I am really terrible at introductions, so y'all just bear with me here. So I live in the United States along the Gulf Coast region with my husband, and I am 40, and so I'm representing the 40 and fabulous simmers out there, all of us elder millennial,
Yeah.
older generation crowds. Like,
Yes.
hey,
Come
we're
on.
here. We're representing things. So when I'm not simming, I am a senior level graphic designer working for corporate big corporate national brands in healthcare and also in the tourism industry. So that keeps you really crazy busy and stressful. And thank goodness for the Sims and bringing that peace and that supportive, positive community that I can escape to after the end of the workday. So that's a little bit. That's a little bit about me.
Okay, that is that's awesome. Actually, that and what's funny, I lived in New Orleans, so you're in the Gulf Coast. I lived in New Orleans for like 17 years. My husband is from New Orleans.
Hey neighbor.
Hey. So we just we've been gone for a few years now because we moved for work, but that's awesome. I love the Gulf Coast. It's second home, and everybody's been super awesome. So so you're a graphic designer by trade. So that explains why your pictures are so great.
Oh no, it's thank you so much, but it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle to get those good screens, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really work hard on this.
Yeah. So, if you guys have not seen Sassmouth series, she's doing Not So Berry over on Instagram, and she's doing like a sci-fi twist to it. And when I first saw it, I like to read sci-fi. I am not a sci-fi writer, but when I saw that, I was like, wait, there's evil aliens. They got somebody else. And look, the aliens in my game, I'm always in their business, okay? Because I'm like, okay, y'all are being sneaky, okay? So it is amazing. If you have not read that story, it's very entertaining.
It's
Uh,
pure chaos.
yes, it is. But it is the best type of chaos, and if you're like really looking for something that's gonna kind of just really capture your attention, I definitely
It's really
recommend
wacky.
it in the best ways. We need a little bit of wackiness because life is wacky. So at least if the game is wacky, it makes sense.
Right?
So what? So you're doing that. Is this your first story that you're writing?
It
Or,
is. It is. And so I'll explain that. So um, when I first started playing Sims, before I started actually publishing my stuff, my stories into the public forum space and the community, when I'd play Sims, I would normally tell stories to myself, and that's kind of who I am. I I'm from a family that tells stories, like just big storytelling family. That's just part of who we are, and so that comes naturally to me. I feel like so when I'm game playing, whether I'm publishing it or not, I'm telling myself a story as I go to keep my interest in playing. Because when you're playing Sims, all those like prompts and things can get a little bit monotonous after a while. You're going to cook, you're going to make them go to the bathroom, you're going to make them sleep, and so on and so forth. And
yep.
so why not tell yourself a story as you're going along? So that's what I normally do when I play. But this, yes, is the first story that I'm releasing to the public and for everyone to read. And it's a bit nerve-wracking in a way because I don't know, you're just giving a little piece of yourself and putting it out there. But at the same time, it's brought me such great joy to see so many people getting attached to the story and really, finding the relatable content and community there amongst all the other readers. And it's become a beautiful thing. And I'm so very excited about that.
That's awesome. I totally agree with you there. When you are, I just hold on. We got the. I gotta.
It's a lot to unpack.
Let me. Okay, so let me say. I'm recording my screen right, and I'm trying to adjust my settings, and it's such a blooper. Hold on, we're gonna.
I love it.
And I'm like, they're gonna see my Zoom interface. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay, look, y'all. Welcome in Grandma Faye when she's trying to figure technology out. But okay, we're gonna
This
keep
is the
on.
stuff I live for.
Oh dear God. Oh good dear. Okay, we're gonna keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep rolling with it. Okay, so what I'll end up anyway. I know what I'm gonna do in editing in post. All right. So my first question for you, which is something we kind of talked about in the last roundtable, is why console? I'm so curious. I
Well,
play why console? Yes.
okay. So I really didn't have much of a choice in the matter of console and PC. So obviously for my work, I have a Mac, and it's like it's a powerhouse Mac, and I'm sure it could support the game, but I have to dedicate that toward my graphics, and I can't be having because I know personally I could get dangerous with downloading all the mods, CC. I get dangerous, and I'm sure I'd lock up my computer with that in the game. So, and not even counting my graphics. So that playing the game on that is completely out of the question. So at the beginning of the pandemic, we upgraded our console. So, and at the time, I wasn't really even playing any games whatsoever. And so when we upgraded our console, my husband's getting, you know, games like Red Dead and uh, several others. And
Mhm.
he's like, you should get some games too, and use that as stress relief. And so I was looking and I was thinking, I was like, what game would I get that I know I would enjoy playing? And I thought back to the old school days of Sims 1, and the memories that I had with that. And I thought, that's my jam. That was my game. That brought me such joy and chaos, which I live for. So it's like, I'm gonna get that because when we were looking at all the games, I saw the base eco lifestyle, like combo pack of the base game and eco lifestyle, and I got super hyped because it's like, yes, okay, that's what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get The Sims, and that's what I'm gonna play. Because I really suck at playing other more in-depth video games.
Okay.
So so it really wasn't much of a actual choice between PC and console. It was just a happenstance of circumstance of we're upgrading console, so that's kind of what we're gonna do. And I'd never played Sims on console, so I thought it would be a fun challenge because obviously I really love challenges.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I started playing on console when I got that the combo pack of Eco Lifestyle and base game, and I've literally been playing nonstop since I've got it, like every day. I think I may have taken off during Christmas that year, but only for like a couple days, and then I was back on it. I've become obsessed.
Look, I feel you because I've been playing The Sims for a long time, like since Sims 1,
Mhm.
but I you pick it up, you put it back down, you pick it up, you put it back down, right? And
Yeah.
our see we I play console. I think PS2
Mhm.
was it might have been PS2, PS3, and but I have a lot of respect for console players because
Mm.
there's so many restrictions that are there, and if you can make your game so interesting without the use of mods, then I think that's really it shows like just how great your imagination is and how you can you know how you could just innovate with the game. And we all know the Sims 4, it can be a little easy to play. I hate to
Yeah.
say it like that, but
Yeah.
the challenge is lacking. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so what is the Sims 4 like the first time that you've gotten into the game, or did you play like Sims 3 or anything?
Um. Okay, so I'm gonna tell my Sims journey, and it's gonna be interesting because it's both old school and I consider myself an old school newbie. So I began playing. gosh, even before Sims 1, and this is going to really like show my age, but somehow we had a copy, and it was right when we had a computer in the house, because this is back for younger viewers who's
Look,
watching this. This is back.
look, I'm 35, okay? So I know about the
Yeah.
box PC.
Yeah. So this was back when not everybody had internet, and then you had internet and and you got a home PC and stuff. So and you got like like demo disc, and it came with your computer and things like that. And I don't know how we had a copy, but we had a copy of Sim City. So that's when I first started dabbling in. Yeah. So that's when I first started dabbling in, was Sim City, and I loved it. And this was right about probably my senior year, I think. Maybe not, maybe a little bit, somewhere in like late high school. And dabbling in with that. And then Sims 1 came out, and I played that for a while, and I loved it. If I could keep a sim alive for at least a day or even a week, I was doing really big things.
Yeah.
I was able to accomplish, because I always said, for some reason, like my sim would be in the living room and they would spontaneously combust on fire, and then the whole house on fire, and then it's just done. But so yeah, I played that for a while, and then college happened, so I had to go. I didn't have bandwidth. I didn't have time for that, and again, that PC was at home, and so I didn't have a PC, and during my college years, except on campus, and
You're not playing.
not back then, anyway.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, not in the lab. Anyway, so so I didn't play Sims for a while. I think maybe at some point, I got busy with life and my career, and I think at some point I may have played 2 and 3. Those memories are very hazy because that was so long ago, but I think I may have rented 2 and 3 maybe for like a weekend and played, because I have some memories of like when people post things about Sims 2 and Sims 3, like some things seem familiar to me. So I know at some point I must have rented it and played it, but I can't remember, to be honest. That was so long ago. I can barely remember what I did 2 weeks ago. So
Yes.
so at the start of the pandemic, like I said, January 2020, I picked up Sims 4, and that's where I began back again. So again, old school newbie. So I'm very new to Sims 4, very new to the console, and I'm learning my way as I go. And already I've learned so much since I began. So. And I started publishing to Simstagram in late July of 2021. So.
Okay. I've been on Instagram. I'm about to say Simstagram. I've been on Instagram for a while, and it was not until I got back into, not even when I got back into playing the game. It wasn't until I decided to start a YouTube channel that I realized that Simstagram was a thing. And it felt like this secret that I found. Like I found the portal to Narnia, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, unicorns! Oh my gosh, the lion is talking.
It's so amazing.
It really, really is. So, and that's pretty cool. That's a pretty interesting journey. I feel like some of the older Sims players, like us, that our journeys are pretty similar. We pick the game up, put it back down.
Yep.
Our memory's a little hazy of the previous iterations. And so my next question is, I know you said that you, in your mind, because I do the same thing. I'm pretty sure I woke my husband up last night playing Not So Berry. Because that household is chaotic, and then I like to be nosy with the NPCs, and he had to I came to bed. He said, "So you coming to bed now?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming to bed."
My husband does that too.
Oh man, but and I keep him updated, like, "Ooh, so this is what happened." But do you do any writing outside of Sims? Did this?
So
Okay.
yeah. So my job, I do a little bit of creative writing for like ad or web content or things like that, but I'm really not. I don't feel confident at it. I mean, on a professional level, because there's I'm not really great at grammar, and there's AP style, and so many rules and things like that. But I guess I'm okay enough that my employers trust me a little bit to write a couple lines of copy for like an ad occasionally or web content. So I think I'm okay. So and that's probably as far as creative writing is concerned. In the past I may have like journaled some little stories and things like that, but probably really rough and not anything I took even remotely seriously. I mean, not that I really take what I'm doing now completely seriously, but because it's just so much fun. But this is much more of an in-depth story that I've dived into. But yeah, outside of The Sims, not really beyond what small requirement I have for my career purposes. So this
Okay.
is my big moment, I guess.
Okay. I mean, I I write. So first to say, I went to school for English. Your grammar is fine.
Oh, thank you. That is a massive compliment
You're good.
because I struggle to talk some days. So, I mean,
Oh man. Um, but I don't think that it matters where it starts. Do you have, and this is kind of, it might be a little off, Paige, do you have plan, like once you get through Not So Berry, or do you have plans to do, are you feeling inspired for any other stories now
oh,
that you've done this?
it's like the dam has burst in my mind. It's like now I'm having to like rein myself in because as I'm telling the story and playing along and doing all this stuff, I'm seeing all these other challenges that I want to like once I finish Not So Berry eventually, which could be who knows 5 years from now because I'm so slow at it. but I want to do all these other challenges and tell all these other stories that I keep coming up with because it's like the floodgates have opened and all these stories are coming through in my mind. And yeah, it's the monster has been created and I can't put it back in the box.
Okay, I feel like that's what happens in fiction when you're writing a story. The you really, it's something that just unlocks in your mind, and you're like, okay, now you've created all these different characters. So same characters. I'm like that person is like,
Yes.
ooh, something shiny.
Yes.
Who who is your favorite character in your series so far?
Hey, you ask the hard questions and I
Ah.
love that. I love that. Gosh, that is like asking a parent who is their favorite child because I mean, seriously, I dearly love all of my characters, and there's things about each one of them that is my favorite. Like they have different attributes that's all my favorite. So that's like that doesn't answer the question really, but I can give an example. So to speak, my Gen 2 heir Rosaberry, who's president, she's a POC president, she's
Mhm.
representing, we're loving life for her, but she's really fierce and
Mhm.
intimidating and this just powerhouse force. And I know a lot of people probably don't like her because of that.
Mhm.
But to me, that's exactly what I love about her is she can walk in the room and command the whole room, have full attention. She's bringing this big energy, and she's so intimidating. And but yet she has this really soft, vulnerable side because she has a hard time actually expressing her vulnerable emotions.
Mhm.
And and she's trying to come to terms with that as she's getting older, because I'm all about representing it, that the ages there, but um she's coming more to terms with that in her relationships, because she was previously polyamorous, and now she's decided she wants to settle down with who she feels is her soulmate, without giving out too much to
Yeah.
anybody that's not read it. But
Yeah.
so she has a lot of conflicting emotion, which really makes her vulnerable, and yet she's a very emotional person, because she'll have outbursts, like she'll kind of lash out at people emotionally just for a second, just get her feelings out, but yet she's not getting her feelings out. She's more like bottling up and suppressing them, and just that struggle in itself is kind of a tragically beautiful thing, and seeing her realize that, and kind of open up a little bit more as she's getting older and into her years. And so that's one of the things I love about her. And then I could go on about each character, like just like that.
Yeah.
Just all the different personality attributes and within their own story arcs for each one. So yeah, that's like asking a parent, pick your favorite child.
I get it. And you know something, I think is really interesting with the AI with the game, right? Is
Mhm.
you could have a storyline that you think you're gonna follow, and then even though like so many people are playing this challenge, all of their sims for their generations are very different.
Mhm.
Um, and so like I'm finally on Regin. I knew Not So Very probably wasn't gonna work on my channel because I play on long lifespan. I just can't help it. I just really can't help it. That normal lifespan is for the birds.
Uh,
But um my guy, he his parents ended up being like just so. I have a male um POC. You know,
uh-huh.
he's African American and he's
Mhm.
Japanese.
Mhm.
His dad is a super villain, like legit. So my mint sim met him in
Yes.
college
Mhm.
and he was getting a villainy degree, and
Yes.
they are so in love. Like their relationship is so not dysfunctional. Their lives are dysfunctional
Mhm.
because she's a mad scientist and she just goes to work and her task are just to troll people all day. Hit such and such with the ray gun. Mind control such and such to do this. Order
Yes.
your coworkers to do this. I'm like, girl, they
You
probably
get fired
hate
for that.
you. They probably hate you. I said, and like Angela Pleasant works in my lab, but
Mhm.
she has a different last name now, and she went. My sim talk Supriya Delgado was working in the lab. She said, "Oh, you should
Nice.
follow your favorite job." Supriya quit and went to go be a lawnmower. And so now Angela Pleasant, who was a lab tech, is now working the front desk at reception. And
Oh.
every time we try to meddle and be like, "Hey, Angela, what do you want to do for a job?" Angela's like, yeah, I really don't want to talk about that right now. I'd be happy if we talk about something else." And I said, "Did she get demoted?" Because now I got to investigate. But it's amazing how the AI, does that, and
Right.
you think that it's gonna the legacy challenge stipulates that certain things have to happen, but with the
Mhm.
traits you could lean into different traits. And so like with my sim, I've leaned more into her materialistic side.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and what type of like person she would be if she was super materialistic, and
Yes.
and it's made the gameplay interesting. So I really like that. So it seems like what you saying with your sim and her being the Regin, I know is hot headed,
It
and
is.
that seems the kind of, I like how you're showing that even though like yeah she's hot headed, but it's not just for the sake of not having good emotional control. It's
Mhm.
because like she's learning herself.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go
And
ahead.
no, and how you're speaking about your Gen 1 couple, of how they're just wild and just being pure chaos. So um Rosa, she has two partners, and they're both iconic townies. So one of them is Diego Lobo, and the other one is Salim Benali. So yeah,
Okay.
very iconic. But I made over Diego, so he's
I
more
love
extra.
Diego. Okay.
So anybody who's not seen, when I made him over, I don't like Towny Diego. He's just too like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He needs finessing.
He needs some
So
milk.
exactly, exactly. And so for me, I went on what was written about him in Sims Wiki, which he's supposed to be Latino, and obviously because his name. So that was the direction I leaned into. So I made him to be a spicy poppy. So that's how he is. He's a spicy poppy. He is a whole snack. And
Yes.
he's a whole meal because he is extra. But
Yes.
he has pretty much the exact same traits as Rosa does. So he's hot-headed. He is just he's snobby. He's so extra. And it's weird because they are the same personality. So when you pair them together, you would think both of them being hot-headed, but they don't get along like as far as in gameplay. But it's weird with that AI standpoint. They can have hot-headed temper moments with everyone else, but yet they're the only two people that actually get to
They get each other.
mesh. They get together and they're so happy, like just outside of the story, like in gameplay, they get so flirty and so happy around each other. It's unreal. But yet if anybody else walks in the room, immediately like they'll pop into their hot-headed temper and be angry. And I'm like, how is that even working? How is that happening? So it's just
Diego likes spicy women
he
because
does.
my arsonist interior designer sim, she went renovated his house, and this is in an alternate timeline because she's been rebooted, but she went and renovated his house. They fell in love, and she's a kleptomaniac, and he loved her. They had a baby and everything. What he didn't realize is that he rescued her because sis was in so much debt. He was in so much, she was in so much debt. She needed her a rich man. She did.
Right. She leveled up.
She
But he
did.
does. He likes them. I noticed he likes those little those fiery,
Uh-huh.
spicy women. So gotta love that for him.
Yeah, and I think that that's very interesting. I never thought of using the Sims wiki when I'm redoing my townies. I do try to make them for the ones where I know what the idea was behind
Mhm.
them. I try to make them close. I think the only sim I completely changed was Summer Holiday because
Yes.
looking at Willow Creek, knowing Willow Creek was supposed to be New Orleans, and looking
Yep.
at what they did to it, I said, how
Mhm.
could you not have a Creole person at all?
And thank you. And my whole family, and for everybody, my whole Berry family, they're all Creole. So,
Oh,
and that's why they all look different too. Is because the Creole ethnicity, everybody looks different.
yeah.
Nobody looks the same. I mean, we're literally like everybody's gumbo. I mean, and that's
Yes.
just the beautiful cultural thing about it. And so, yes,
So yeah,
I
I
love
made
that.
I made Summer Holiday Creole, and
Oh, I
the
love that.
whole little block of neighborhood where they
Mhm.
have like Crick Cabana and everything down
Yes.
there. I
Hmm.
redid all of those. If you ever decide to play PC, like if you get it and you play with
Hmm.
mods, Around the Sims 4 has a wonderful New Orleans pack. Between them and then like Felixander and Harry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Around the Sims 4 has like the actual like the side, the paneling with the in the bright colors and the New Orleans style doors and the shutters and
Yes.
everything. And so I redid all of those, and the story behind Summer was that her family had lived in the neighborhood for a while, and after the hurricane, they when they started trying to come and buy up the properties, her family
Hmm.
refused to sell. So she
Hmm.
has in the big, I think it's like a 40 by 30 plot that's over there,
Hmm.
kind of oblong. I built
Hmm.
three shotguns,
Yes.
and
Love that.
I built 3 shotguns with like a shared space that has like a
Mhm.
grill and stuff there.
Mhm.
And so Travis Scott, he lives in one, Liberty lives in another one, and then she lives in the last one. And I said it's her family's house.
Mhm.
And her family left it to her. They moved and they left it to her and they said, do not sell. And so that's kind of the story behind it. But I just thought it was criminal what they did to Willow Creek, man. So
It is. It's
so
way too posh.
look. So I what is you did sci-fi, right?
Mhm.
Are you more what's your favorite genre of story to create? Are you more into sci-fi or you do a little bit of everything?
Um, I feel like do a little bit of everything. And my sci-fi story dabbles almost a little bit everything because it's got romance, it's got mystery,
Mhm.
it's got it's got a ton of Sims lore, but that's its own genre, I feel like. But sci-fi is probably my favorite, and fantasy is probably next. And I also love historical fiction as well. So,
Ooh,
um,
yes.
and I would love eventually to follow something on that genre as well. But right now, I just love sci-fi because you can almost get away with so much chaos, and it and
Yes.
it and it works because I mean it's sci-fi.
Okay. I that actually is all the questions because we in us talking, you answered some of the other questions. So that's all the questions I had. So for anybody that is wondering where they could find you, uh tell us where can they find this amazing sci-fi story with aliens and intrigue and romance and chaos. Where can they find it?
Sure. So I'm primarily over on Instagram at Sassmouth Simmer. I do have a Tumblr with the same name, and that's where I was beginning posting my earlier story. So that the screens are really terrible. It's like really old, and I don't really update over there. There's cobwebs. It's a ghost town. But if you want to go check that out, more than welcome to. I'm also over on Twitter. I just joined. I'm really garbage at it because I forget that I have it. But I'm over on Twitter, and I'm starting to get involved in the community over there. But primarily, I'm on Instagram, and that's where my space is. That's where I interact the most with the Sims community, and talk to other people about Sims storytelling and making connections and new friends, and my Sims family, so to speak, in the community is there on Instagram, and it's a safe space, and it's super positive, and we have a really good time over there.
She's not lying. Her even though her story has so much drama in it, it is it's happy. You know, the art, the pictures, it looks happy. Everything is bright. And Sassmouth is super amazing. Like she's just really sweet. If you comment on her pictures, she definitely will respond. And yeah, it is a really positive, inclusive community over there. So
Thank you.
definitely,
That's very important to me.
yes, yes. See, your community is what you make it. I don't know. I commend you for being on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, but my Twitter has cobwebs all over it. It's,
But I'm
it's
trying to dust over there, even though it's new.
mm-mm. Every time I go over there and I start like dusting the curtains and stuff like that, then I see something and I'm like, you know what? We gonna Airbnb this out and we'll come back in the spring and see if it's
And there's
better.
some days I log in and see what's going on over there. Some days it's a dumpster fire, and I'm like, nope. I'm gonna go back over to Instagram where it's safe and positive and happy and lots of love over there. So yeah.
Yes. So that I'm gonna call it a cut. Oh, I guess I'll do a outro. So, you guys, this is the first interview of this style. But I do thank you all for coming over here to the channel, joining me, joining Sassmouth. Sassmouth, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and talk to me over
Thank
here
you so
about your
much for having me.
story. Yes.
Thank you. I'm so very honored. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. And we will come back. We'll have new interviews. We'll talk about a new story. Please, I have all the links down in the bio so you can go and follow Sassmouth. If you want to catch up on any of my old content, links are also in the bio. And as always, be mindful, be blessed, and happy simming.